What's up with y'all, family? We back. Welcome to another episode of Patient X Holistic Healing, where we talk about the mental, physical, and spiritual sides of healing. Today we're going to talk about the 48 Laws of Power again, right? It's about like the third installment of this series. If you haven't checked out the last videos, I'm going to put them right here. Go check them out. I'll talk about some real life-changing experiences I had that taught me I need to be more in my power. You feel me? So without further ado, my name is Professor X. If you've never seen me before, I will be a healing coach and spiritual teacher today. This specific situation involved a woman, as a lot of situations do. This was probably the most down bad I ever was for a woman. Truth be told, I broke like every law. I'm not gonna like the amount of laws that I broke. Like in other videos, I maybe broke like 1, 2, 3 laws. Nah, like I broke every law in the book on this one because it was just so many. It was different occasions, different things were happening. I wasn't seeing the signs, breaking the laws. And, I ended up getting dead. You feel me? She did me. So I'm going to just tell y'all the story and explain to y'all what laws I broke along the way. But the first law I broke was law number 19. I didn't know who I was dealing with, right? I broke this law in another video. I didn't really learn. These two situations happened around the same time. So I was breaking the same laws left and right, back to back. Every type of way. Now, I was 15 at the time, and I liked this girl, you feel me, at school. I liked this girl. I just thought she was pretty, for real. That's all I knew. My standards were extremely low. Back, like, the bar was low. You feel me? They just had to be pretty. As I matured, I moved away from that. Like, you really want a woman with good character, and that's a whole other video. I can make other videos about that, but you'll see why throughout this video. I didn't know who I was dealing with. And when we got into the relationship, you feel me, I was surprised. I was low-key surprised that she was rocking with me. Feel me? I didn't really have good self-esteem or anything. I just got out of a relationship like a few months before that. So I was looking for the comeback. And to be honest, I thought I found it, she was a very attractive woman. And like I said, like that's all I cared about. Now, there were a few red flags that I missed. I overlooked these red flags early on, right? In the text messages, she was giving promiscuous banter out the blue. It wasn't something that I had to provoke out of her. Like, she was just like that. That's a red flag number one. Any woman who gives up even the banter of promiscuous nature, you want to stay away from them. They're no good. I could very easily get her to say she was going to do this and that and the third for me and blah, blah, blah. And at the time, like, I thought that was cool. I thought that was, normal. And it's not. Unfortunately, in the States especially, we normalize a lot of weird behavior as adolescents and as teenagers that, it leaches into our adult life. And then people, some people never recover. They still move that way in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. And it's like that was supposed to end in middle school. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you a young man watching this right now, a young woman, where you can learn from my mistakes and never let this happen to you. Towards the beginning of the relationship, she started leaving signs that she had a man. I didn't know, I had no idea. I literally remember the day we got together, she was like, hold on.
Let me leave my man real quick.
Red flag number 2, you feel me? Now, I should have got up and left right there. Why are you texting me? You got a man. That's just behavior that you don't want in a woman or a man, because when you're in a relationship with them, how you know they not texting somebody else? Is 1 + 1 = 2, you feel me? For my adult self, for my younger self, I didn't care. I just wanted some benefits. That's a very damaging mentality. Now, along with the revelation that she had a man, I broke another law, right? Law 36, walk away from things that you can't have. If you would have told me that at that age, I would have been like, oh, but I can't have it. She's gonna leave her man for me. But you gotta understand, in the first place, if someone is in a situation, as far as relationships go, where they belong to someone else, off rip, you just need to assume that you can't have them. You shouldn't even want them anyway. That's not a situation you want to be in on some love triangle shit. You want to keep it as simple as possible. And that leads to another law that I broke as well. Along with the promiscuous nature, along with her belonging to somebody else, this girl had a lot of problems. You feel me? She had daddy issues, she had mommy issues, she had the whole nine. And I related to that, and I thought we was gonna be like this on some struggle bond. Hell no. I didn't learn this until I was like maybe 18, 19. Don't struggle bond. Do not get with people just because y'all share certain circumstances and a certain mentality. You want to get around people who have a higher, better mentality than you, or you want to be around nobody at all so you could get your mental straight. Never do you want to be around somebody just because y'all are sharing circumstances, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all youngins in school right now, maybe you have a friend because of circumstance, they was in your class and then y'all became like this. I'm telling you, those relationships built out of circumstance, they never last. As much as you might not like the sound of this, all your friends after high school is gonna go away, you feel me? Because it was just circumstance, y'all went to the same school, whatever. You know, but in the real world is big. People go places you never thought of. And you could go places people never thought of as well. But you got to follow these laws so you don't get trapped and bound by somebody, right? That's where this went. I was bound to this girl and I shouldn't have been. Another law that I broke along the way was law number 40. Despise the free lunch. I thought I was getting it up out of her. I thought, you know, she would be buying me stuff left and right. I remember she got me some shit on Valentine's Day. I didn't get her nothing. I thought I was playing this girl, bruh. Whole time she was playing the fuck out of me. Looks can be deceiving out here, you feel me? She was a real sweet, somewhat good-tempered woman, but she had a dark side, you feel me? And I knew she had a dark side because I seen it. I just didn't think that was gonna blow back on me. Some food for thought. If you see anybody act a certain way to anybody, they can act that same way to you, period. Moving on with the story, she would be trying to be on extracurricular promiscuous stuff. I wasn't even ready for that, so I wasn't even moving in that way with her. And low key, deep down, like I ain't have no respect for her. Physically, you know, I had the physical urge to do that. And to this day, I'm glad that I never did. You feel me? That would have been a real damaging experience to my mind and my personality. If I would have let her take my seed and my sexual energy, you know, I could have been sexually bound to her more than just physically or mentally bound. You know, she had me wrapped around her finger like that. I'm glad I ain't taking it a step further. And it was all out of ignorance as well. We was on this little field trip and whatnot, and we had went to the bathroom. And you know, in colleges, they're trying to prevent STD spread and all of that. They had the condom vending machine on the wall. So I went and got me some free condoms. And I was like, yeah, I got her some condoms and blah, blah, blah. And she go,
what we need condoms for?
Hell no. Hell no. She just wanted to do me raw. I look at her, I'm like, damn, I thought she was trying to, you know what I'm saying? And I missed it, you feel me? I'm glad I missed it. I was clueless. She didn't want to use no condom. I'm glad I missed the sign, you feel me? Because they be trying to throw hints and stuff. I'm really glad I ain't let her steal my soul like that. You know, hopefully y'all not messing with nobody raw and doing weird stuff. Always use protection. And it's not a joke. I know niggas who done caught the slap. They done caught the clap. They done caught the fucking crab. They done caught everything. You feel me? Matter of fact, I should tell stories about other people. This gonna be an interesting series, you know? But moving on with the story, this was the day I think she started to switch. You know, she started to switch on me. Up to this point, you know, I'm thinking I'm getting it out of her. You know, she my boo and all of that. She buying me everything. You know what I'm saying? I think I got her wrapped around my finger and shit. But, you know, I think it was that situation where I was clueless that made her lose interest, you feel me? Because looking back, I ain't know her intentions. And that's another law I broke as well. Law 33, know everybody's motives. You know, I didn't know what she wanted out of me. Real life, she just wanted some sex. And she just wanted to get back on her old man. The whole time she was with me, she was beefing with her ex-man. Low key, I was basically her pet, as much as I don't like to say that. I forgot to mention too, she specifically requested that we have sex on her birthday. You feel me? I wasn't really down with that. Cause it happened like so soon into the relationship. I'm talking like 2 weeks. I wasn't really rocking with that. So I just kept doing me, thinking that I'm gonna make her want it, I'm gonna make her beg. Then the whole condom shit happened. And literally within the day, I think 2 days after that, she broke up with me. She had called me in the hallway and she like, you know,
I think we should break up and blah, blah, blah.
Right? I had to play it cool. I'm like, if that's what you wanna do. That response made her mad. Feel me? She didn't show it. She just looked confused. She was like, huh? That was probably the one good thing that I did throughout this whole situation. After we had broke up, literally within minutes, I went to kick it with my boys, you know? And I was laughing and jolly, having a good time, you feel me? Like, I took it to the chin. You know, I was like, shit, it happens. Like I told you, I had just got broken up with a few months before this. So I was used to that shit already. But I guess I was having too good of a time because that same day, she hit me on Instagram. She like,
why are you happy? When you were laughing with your boys, that made me mad.
Hell no. Hell no. That say everything that need to be said right there. That moment when she told me that, it was like I got the download, the Matrix download. You know they plug you into the Matrix and then do the code and you get the whole download. Now you know Kung Fu. That's basically what happened to me. I'm telling you, as soon as she said that shit, it was like, this bitch is crazy. You know? And that's like, that's not even something I say. I don't even say the word bitch unless it refers to a woman who's actually a bitch. If a woman does not want you to be happy, she's a bitch, period. But that's actually something that I did good. That's law 44. Disarm people with the mirror effect. She did not give a fuck about me. She was trying to do me any type of way. So by me not caring, I disarmed her. And she started really tripping about it. Now, I guess like within a week of us breaking up, I don't know the exact time frame, but within a week, I found out that she was cheating on me the whole time with her ex-man. Like, I don't think she actually broke up with her ex-man. And I found out in class. One of my homegirls at the table, she lived across the street from the ex-man. And she literally told me,
"Hey, we seen such and such coming out of her ex-man house literally yesterday."
And I didn't know what to say, you know? Like, I was appalled, but at the same time, I was like, even though I didn't care on the outside, I still had some sort of physical desire for her. So I didn't want to believe that shit. But I went to her. I told her, I'm like, hey, was you cheating on me? Blah, blah, blah. You know, she didn't admit to it. But that's all because I didn't have the balls to leave something alone that I didn't need or that wasn't mine. You know what I'm saying? And I actually broke this law a few years after this for the last time. I'm gonna give that one in another power video. But to finish the story off, me and this girl, we freaked. I mean, I don't want to say we freaked around because I never got physical with her. But we would be talking and shit and, you know, doing other shit that I'm not gonna get into. It don't matter now. But after that, I lost all respect for her. You feel me? To be told, I lost respect for all women after that. But I regained my respect from women because through my spiritual journey, I've actually encountered women who are real. You know what I'm saying? I've met a lot of real women and it changed my life. You feel me? Women are really the backbone of society. They're really the backbone of a good man. And if you want, you know, to be a great man in life, you need you a great woman, period. Don't be going for these little tutors who will do you any type of way, trying to make a point to their ex-man and shit. In total, I'm very glad that this happened to me. It was a very knowledgeable experience. You know, after this relationship with her, I ain't get into another relationship for like, nah, if you want to be real though, I've been single ever since this. I've like messed around with certain women, but I never like made them my girlfriend. I really been single ever since this. And that was like the perfect experience I needed to get onto my self-improvement journey and, you know, open up to the Most High. You feel me? I found God at 15, like 15, 16, literally right after this happened. I had found God. You know what I'm saying? I still was falling. I still was doing stupid shit. All the lessons that make me who I am today, I ain't really get there till like maybe 19, you know? Maybe 20. But this situation sparked it all. In total, I violated like probably every law, but I'm gonna focus on like 5 laws that I broke. Number 1 was law 19. I didn't know who I was dealing with. Law 36. I couldn't leave something alone that didn't belong to me. Law number 20, I committed to the wrong person. Law number 10, I stayed connected to somebody who brings instability. The real law in the book, it says stay away from people who are unlucky and unfavored. She was very unfavored. I didn't have to be around her at all. And law 33, I didn't understand her motives. If you want to add in a little bonus law, law 26, keep your hands clean at all times. That was a very dirty woman. And I did not need to get my hands dirty with that. She had all type of problems that leached into my life, and I could have did without that. But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm glad that happened to me so I could come to y'all and give y'all the Patient X Holistic Healing. I want to thank y'all for making it to the end of this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you want more, this is a series, so I will be posting more experiences that I had about the 48 laws in the near future. If you have a comment or anything to add to the conversation, please leave it down below. Maybe you broke a law. Maybe somebody else broke a law. You know, I want to know. I want to have a conversation. Other than that, man, my name is Professor X. Thank you for making it this far. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.